Hello and good eve. Welcome to A Tale Most Terramir. Come sit and listen to a story of cheer. A game mastered by Wes and played by three, Justin, Hannah, and little Mikey. But what foolery is this? Is that me? The one in the hot seat is this man, Charlie. For tonight I take the reins as this month's Talkin Terramir begins. Hey guys, how's it going?
It's good. That was amazing till the very end.
Oh, I had to slant rhyme a little bit there.
Quit drinking.
All right, welcome. It's been a while, and because of that, we're doing a Talkin Terramir. We're going to recap a few things here and there. I'm your host, Charlie. We have Wes, Hannah, Mike, and Justin all here, the whole crew's together. We got Daniel running the tech in the background, and we're going to cover the part I actually played in Khel Kuldir. You can find more episodes of this, our actual play episodes, on Twitch. We live stream every other Wednesday. It's been a bit off and on recently with just life and holidays and family stuff getting in the way. But when we're not live, you can also find everything on YouTube and your favorite podcast apps and audio versions. We also have Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, everything with our handle, Tales of Terramir. All right, let's dive into Talkin Terramir.
Woo!
All right.
So, last time we did this was like...
Are we pausing for like a animated intro, or is it,
No, we don't have an animated.
No, we don't
okay.
do the intro on
That's the
Talkin
first.
Terramir. We don't have slides coming in of different events.
Spent all of our
music and-
money on
like a...
Charlie's poem in the beginning.
That was the whole budget.
Budget breaker.
We tried to come up with something a little holiday-ish for the intro.
No, that was
But-
fantastic. But if you could have inspiration, I would give it to you, Charlie.
Ooh, not
Daddy
gonna
is
need that
returned.
for a
He's got
while.
it preloaded.
Gemma will have one that I could borrow. But yeah, it's been a while since we did a Talkin Terramir, and it's been a while since we played. So I think the last thing that happened was you guys leaving Khel Kuldir, but we can basically cover everything of that little mini arc we did.
I mean, getting into Khel Kuldir?
Yeah,
Beginning of
entering Khel Kuldir.
Well, I actually looked back, and that was the one you guys did without me in May. And you had already discussed the beginning of Khel Kuldir. I had to look back and like figure it out, but I guess you had just entered Khel Kuldir in May, and that's how long we've done this arc. It was like 6 months.
Half a year now. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Ended up being a little longer than I had planned on, but a big arc for us, for sure.
So when you got in the sun, we're gonna be like,
Just gonna scatter, yeah. Where did we leave off from the last Talkin Terramir?
Well, let's see. We've got these wonderful show notes by Wes. Yeah, it was basically we were entering the mine for the first time, so our fun little Indiana Jones minecart ride, where
Yeah.
definitely
That's where we
didn't
left
take
off.
like half our health getting hit by rocks.
Pre-damage.
Mm-hmm.
Not even into the dungeon yet.
So at that point, we were requested to get the gem from the dragon with Thaddeus under the
Well, at that point, you
supervision
actually didn't-
of-
No, yeah, not yet.
You didn't even know about the dragon yet. You knew about some creature down there, and you knew you had to get the. You had to find what the creature was, kill the creature, and get the gem.
Oh, okay. But we were sent by
Calidor.
Calidor.
To make him struggle.
Don't, I'll make up a name. Yeah,
Wizard
okay.
man.
But at that point, that was our quest to at least investigate the totally dark ruins of the of caverns, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you had taken the minecart down, and then you had continuously continue. Every time you took the track, you passed by that one path to the Underdark, which was an alternate route you could have taken. We'll get to that later, but like you chose to go to Skyhaven, but you could have also taken the path through the Underdark to get to the other side of the mountains. There's like a fork in the road.
9 hours you spent building out that path were just out the window.
No, I know you guys, and I didn't even build that path until I was sure you.
We're starting to get predictable, guys. We got to switch it up. Screw with his head.
Well, I didn't even know, so I don't build too far ahead. But no, but then you went down into the Emerald Depths, and but like, what was everyone's, I guess, thoughts on all that? Like, I guess overall, I guess we could probably start overall, right? Like overall, what were your thoughts on the whole arc of the campaign, with the mine and everything, and also like what were your thoughts going down in there? What were you expecting?
Here we go again.
I thought it was gonna be a standard dragon fight, honestly. Like,
standard? Is there ever a standard dragon fight?
Well, it's like always. There's got to be, a dragon boss at some point in a D&D campaign. So yeah. I didn't anticipate a dragon negotiation.
That's how it ended up.
Yeah.
Not what we were expecting, I think.
How it was.
That made it more interesting.
It did. I thought so too. I didn't know which way it was going to go either, so that I did prepare for multiple directions, but yeah, you chose to do the peaceful path, which I should expect from all of you at this point.
Willow's rubbing off. Yeah, well, Willow's rubbing off on us, I think.
Yeah.
Good.
Kind of try
would have
not to
happened
just...
boop the dragon on his snout.
I think though, because we landed in the mine first of all, and we had just heard about the horror stories, or like the different things that were coming out of it, people being disoriented and spending days at a time there, not returning or even getting lost.
Some returning, but returning confused.
Right.
Yeah.
What else? We ran into Gork. So close. Started with a G though. Too bad we left him down there.
We had a chance to meet him again at the end, right? And I think we
did. Yeah, there was the weird guttural sound that Anton was hearing, and I think someone else was hearing down further on your exit from the dragon. There was another path to the side back to the caverns where he was eating some emeralds. But you guys were like, you want to get it out. You wanted to get out, and
at that point we were like, enough. I've had enough.
Yeah.
It's been since May, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long while down there.
Can I?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Can I just ask? When you come up with names like Ritheric Sphere, are you fucking with us? Are you trying to punish us?
No.
Throws darts at a bunch of vowels or consonants, and
Wes just looks at a Welsh dictionary and.
No, honestly, it came from the Fizzbands. The Fizzbands. What is it? Book of Dragons.
So you lifted it.
They have a name table you can roll on.
All right.
And then you could choose different sections. So Rith, Serix, Ver sort of ended up. I didn't do exactly what I rolled, but that seems kind of like a good mixture there. I've also named all the dragons in Terramir using that. So.
Jeez, I hope so.
Yeah.
Can
all
one dragons name Jeremy or something?
Just Carl the dragon.
Yeah.
We like.
Oh, yeah, the great Carl.
Oh, hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah, he's a chill one.
Oh yeah, all those other dragons are Miss Mary. Such pompous names. They're real, actual dragon names from the book.
Well, you say that, and then I throw a Tim and Tom Shopkeeper at you, and then you say
that was
you're
great.
amazing.
Oh, man, it was so good. Tim and Tom.
No,
Shopkeeper.
just so you know,
so
we were
good.
fucking with you that time.
Yeah,
That was
okay.
us messing with you.
absolutely. We were having fun
What's
shopping.
this?
It was a shopping episode.
Timmy's Chop Shop? What is this?
Tim's.
Orally on
Timmy.
plans.
Don't meet many Tims out this way, although we're new. So
Honestly, at that point in the campaign, it was the end. I was like, it is what it is.
I don't know, Tim.
I don't know.
Oh, what's your uncle's name? Oh, shit. Tom? Yeah.
Yeah, but
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You have something?
No,
to say?
I was actually wanted to ask,
No,
like,
go
how
ahead.
I don't remember how we actually started talking to Gork. Damn it.
Gork.
How did we end up like actually communicating with him? Was it Thaddeus who had sort of a?
I thought
I believe it was
Willow
Willa.
had some mind.
You all remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, psychic.
We were about to kill him. We were about to fight him, and then something happened.
He was like, rah, 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 like he's like telling you he doesn't mean any harm, and you're like, we don't understand him, we don't trust him.
That Rick and Morty
was like-
bit with the bugs.
Yeah. And luckily, Hannah had the telepathy, and then was able to
Telepathy.
communicate that way.
Sick. No, that's come in handy for sure.
Ready for him to join our party.
Yeah.
Right.
Where was that?
Another mascot.
See, that was another one though. I didn't plan on that one being like I didn't know how that would play. I thought that'd just be another enemy. I didn't plan on him being like hostile, but that was just a on the fly improv. Like you started talking to him, I didn't know what to say, so I made up his personality. And you guys are like, he's awesome, and I'm like,
Shit.
He's a character now.
yeah.
You're lucky you didn't have to DM a bunch of lizards.
Oh yeah, that was a missed opportunity. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get that.
I know.
It would
You
have been
guys
so cool.
come back. Yeah.
No, it's sealed. They sealed off the mine. We can't. You know?
Now, yeah.
No.
There are a couple opportunities there. Yeah. But I guess the other creatures you fought in there too, and the illusions and stuff. The lava bridge was
That was crazy.
I had some cool spells to get us over there, but then it was just more economical to have Willa toss everybody like Gimli at home, Steve.
Fantastic.
It was only 5 feet, right?
It was like 10.
10.
Was that? I actually have a question about that. Was that like a game over situation? It seemed like it was really high up. It was in a pool of lava, and there was no, like if that's one roll away from taking a massive amount of damage and not being able to get saved. Like, would that have been the end of any of us?
The lava's
think it
dead,
would've-
so you wouldn't sink into it.
Let the man answer.
I
Charlie.
I had a bunch of rules written out. I looked them up, and there were rules applied for that. If you had fallen in, it would have been like a lot of damage. It would have been like 10d6 or
Yeah,
like
the Terminator,
12d10 damage. It would have been a lot. Yeah, but you wouldn't have like fallen in. You would have like maybe sat on it and then burned and then maybe slowly start to sink. It would have been a lot of damage though. Probably could have. It would have really hurt Gemma. It might have even killed Gemma. But it's a hazard.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Okay.
You
I was just wondering.
figured it out. You
if it
figured
was
it
like
out.
I
It
mean,
was like an
Mike, don't
instant
you
killer
have
and-
experience DMing lava pits in games?
I sure do, Charlie. Thank you. Charlie is referencing a game that I DM'd where he instant killed my major enemy with one spell, with one wave of a spell. That was a learning experience, however. So it was an NPC. Well, we made it. That's the good news.
We got
You
past it.
We
Yeah.
made it.
Anton did die at some point, right? I have it in my notes.
He died fighting the big
Berger
monster.
warrior statue?
No,
No.
the earlier in that.
Or
Umberholz?
Thank you, Umber Holtz.
Oh,
He didn't die, but
He went down.
He went down, and
He went
he
down.
was like at 0. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which the fact that like that's like the only time that that's happened. Maybe I'm taking it
Yeah.
way too easy.
well, it happened to Justin, and then it happened to me.
It happened to Thaddeus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Boulder Fist. I thought
Austin's
Boulder
always-
Fist was going to be the end of me.
That was a
Yeah.
friendly.
Yeah.
That was friendly competition.
Yeah.
I
was
almost
not-
died.
I actually feel that like some of the combats have been challenging. We just have a good synergy, and really a lot of times where luck has just someone pulls out like 2 20s or some crap like that, and we've just
Yeah.
been able to
Seriously.
make it through. So keep that going. Don't make that any harder unless you have to. You don't really want to fight Carl the Dragon, It's gonna be totally cool.
I
We'll
will
see.
say-
I mean,
There were some pretty fun
Okay.
traps in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Cool.
The shrinking one was, of course, my favorite.
The shrinking one.
that was
the
a fun one.
insanity
That was a fun
ones.
one.
That was hilarious.
Uppies.
Yep, the shrinking was a good comedic trap.
Speaking of comedy, the whispering into the giant's ear and the negotiation, the 25-minute negotiation about what the 25 word message was going to be.
Yeah.
I was howling when I watched because I wasn't in that episode.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he wasn't in that
So
one.
I don't know. There's something about the whole like going back and forth for way too long thing just gets me every time. Like when you guys we were at the
The anti-humor of it.
in arc 1, and you guys were talking about the chicken versus the tuna and going back and forth, and it lasted like
So good.
15 minutes. And I swear
Okay.
I was gonna piss myself. That's how you get me. You just make a bit last way too long. Until
You're a
it's not
perfect
funny,
viewer.
and then it's funny again, and then it's way too funny.
Maybe the other viewers want to hear a comedy sort of campaign. Maybe we should shift some gears,
Yeah.
take up another life.
Well, we'll see. In next month, next year, Hannah's going to be running Sweet Secrets, so
Hey.
I imagine that'll be a bit
right.
more of a fun.
That'll be
little
fun.
It should
Don't test her. Don't test her.
You're all dying.
Yeah, she's got the control now.
Hannah actually made Carl the Dragon.
No, Carl. No.
Don't give me ideas.
Crap.
It'll be a fun tonal shift. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we announced? We've announced that to the audience, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
If not,
Guys.
surprise.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've announced it.
Yeah.
There's no real details out there yet, but just the logo image and the announcement. But
So where are we in the dungeon? I mean, did we skip a good chunk? But the majority of it is
We're kind of just
we went
spitballing
through,
here.
but we went through the actual mines, and we found out
Yeah.
that there was the ruins, which obviously we traversed and we got into. Did we even know, or did Calidor even know that there were ruins on the other side of that? He just said there's something like monsters in the mines, right? And we just stumbled upon
yes, he knew that there was a dragon down there. He didn't know that there was a dragon down there with its lair. To the extent of what it was, he didn't know.
the actual temple, the evil temple itself.
Yeah, yeah. He wasn't aware of the extent of what the lair was or what exactly it was living in, other than it was just in the depths down there with some kind of lair.
Yeah, because if you
He
remember,
knew he
the
was meant to kill
lock
it.
the clairvoyance.
He wanted us to kill it. Yeah.
Yeah, he knew he was assigned to kill it, right? Him and Thaddeus.
Yeah, he kept the dragon a secret for a long time. But what was sort of the reveal to the king was when guess we're kind of skipping ahead a little bit, but whatever. Thaddeus, when you all went back up after your first initial dive down there, you went up for like a rest. Thaddeus, you came out and started talking to the dwarf guards and were like, "We saw a dragon down there, blah blah blah." There was a dragon. There's probably lots of gold down there, and you were just like chatting to the guards. The guards then.
Oh yeah, there are dragons down there. Just all sorts of shit. It's just like taking a break with them.
Yeah. So
he didn't have an actual like intention to betray us or anything. He was just like there. He was actually a guide initially for us, right? Trying to make sure that we were doing what we were supposed to be doing. Yeah. I want to know more about Thaddeus when we have to.
Oh, definitely need to know more about Thaddeus. But no, he didn't plan on like his like goal wasn't to betray you or anything. It was partially to use you as a tool to like, hey, get down there, get this thing that I want, and you get paid.
Sure. Well, that was the job, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That was Calidor one, but like Thaddeus is like he wasn't.
Oh,
he was a.
I'll let Charlie speak for Thaddeus.
Oh no, yeah, I was more just there like to be Calidor's man in the party to like get the job done and just be like, okay, we're doing this. This is how we're getting the thing. It wasn't to like betray you guys or anything like that.
Mansplain a bunch of magic, Gemma, right?
Yeah, Judson, you were sus of me the whole time.
So good.
Well, I mean, I almost whooped your ass, right? If you hadn't escaped, like, I took a swing at you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You mean at the end when we were in the dragon chamber?
Oh, I thought that's what we were talking about.
Oh, I just no. What are we talking about?
Even at the beginning.
Just even at the beginning, him mansplaining.
No, I mean, like, I think I felt like a betrayal in the chamber when Calidor and Thaddeus both went after the dragon, right? And then they bounced.
I felt that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys just didn't have the heart.
But there was always a better way. And again, like I said, Willa rubbing off on us, man.
Hey.
And Sahani.
And Sahani.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
The charm.
Anton trying to be more peaceful there, for sure. It's part of it.
Which charm, Charlie?
You were charmed the whole time.
You were charmed by the dragon.
Oh, that's
remember?
right. Oh shit! No, I forgot. Oh, that's right.
Yes.
I feel like
it was
that was like such with both of you guys charmed for just even the beginning of that combat. That like I feel that we had sort of a plan going in. I think because we started the next episode with the continuation of that confrontation, but you guys being charmed, I think, shifted what we were going to do because Anton couldn't attack it. I don't think Willa could, and then she ended up attacking me at one point, and people were just shooting at each other. It was, I don't know, it didn't go according to plan. I don't think. Maybe not even for you, Wes.
No, not at all. That was kind of all interesting dynamics with the charming and everything. Threw a wrench into everything. It's kind of just a lot of chaos. See how it plays out.
I think I played out well though.
Yeah, I did too.
Everybody played the way that their characters would have handled it. Even when Thaddeus tried to strike Rip with the Eldritch Blast, and Gemma like trying to help negotiate that peaceful.
Fucking that.
Yeah, man. But that's what my character would do. You know what I mean? Like she would just try to like swat that out of the air so that we could prove that we weren't a threat to her. That we were trying to do what was best for everyone.
Yeah, that was real interesting. I guess we could finish out talking about the dragon fight, but I did want to hear more about, I guess, other parts of the dungeon. There was the undead Duergar you fought, the gargoyle. There was also the frog hemoth in the like underwater lake.
Didn't I get downed with the gargoyles? I was downed at some point, I think.
Were you down there? I don't think you were down at that point. But I do remember you being you weren't down because you were really small, but you were like hiding behind the pillar shooting Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
Hannah, consult the notes.
Yeah, I'm looking. It looks like Charlie Thaddeus went down with the ghost druids.
Oh.
Ghost druids.
It was a boss ghost with teeth. That's what I have.
Was it behind the force fields?
Maybe
Can you
it
bring
was
us
with
back
the
into the
soulless
dungeon?
dwarf machines.
Oh yeah, the Draugr. I forget what they're called.
Dwarger machines.
So like the little mech guys.
Yeah, I got the game up. I can look that up. The Hammerers, they were called. Draugr Shadow Hammerers. Yeah, those were Draugr who were sort of. So I did some research on Duergar, Draugr, whichever you could say it either way. But their society is some of them are so dedicated to expanding their like clans and kingdoms down in the Underdark that they attach themselves psionically to these machines, and then they just dedicate and become soulless, lifeless building machines. So that's what those things were, and then the others were just undead priests dedicated to Tolston from the temple that they built. So there were those guys, and I enjoyed throwing the frog Hemoth at you all because that's one of my favorite. He's a really classic D&D monster, just a weird frog creature with all these tentacles and eyes. That was fun. Although he went down way easier than I expected, and I was hoping to at least
we kind of punked that guy
into the boiling water, and that didn't really work out. But.
Didn't he come from the boiling water though?
Yeah.
Yes, he's fire
Okay.
resistant, so he didn't
Oh.
affect him.
That's why I knew that it was a hot spring, so I didn't expect anything living except for those lizards to be in there. I was hoping to run into the lizards again, honestly.
Mm.
This is our chance. Grab one.
Well, the lizards are actually they're the food source of Rith. That's what Rith eats. So
we could have
they
tamed
were all-
them and then
they were all
shit.
gone in that part of the cave because Rith ate them, and they're all by the hot springs. But near where there were sort of hot springs, emerald dragons actually have natural magic that actually causes more of them to populate. Just becomes an ever-flowing source of food for them.
Oh, wow, that's convenient.
So that was the food
Magic
source.
bullshit.
Life
Yeah, we
will,
should have
find a
cornucopia
way.
cheeseburgers.
Anywhere just
I don't think that's how magic
cheeseburgers.
works. You just can't just shove a cheeseburger into the emerald dragon and poops them all out.
Well, not with that attitude.
You're right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know either. I've never tried feeding a cheeseburger to emerald dragon. Right.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate because I felt like we were going to have new mounts to replace the horses that we couldn't take over.
They would have been
Yeah.
cool mounts. I was totally
It's
open to
probably glue by now.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Damn, Charlie.
butter.
Paying a lot
Too
for
late,
that shit.
I don't
Still have
know.
the papers.
Don't give up hope. There could be justice for butter in the end.
You guys could
Oh
always
no,
use
that's
the
one. That's
giant-
100% happening. We're coming back for butter. I'm coming back for butter. You guys don't have to come with me. Going for butter. Feels so bad.
And if anything has
Honestly, every
happened
day.
to butter, we're going full John Wick.
Yeah.
You could use the giant's ear to message the guy you left him with.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
Actually, thank you. Because now we're going to be communicating with Thaddeus. What's his name? I say. The cleric guy.
Weston's gonna be
Paladin?
hitting me
Who?
up in the middle of game streams, going you need to get a goddamn reply for these guys.
Do Thaddeus, Savamil. I've been thinking about hitting up Raz to see where have you been, dude? Because he just disappeared on the face of the earth. I know we've used the ear to communicate with Willa's parents, Gemma's sister, Dana. probably send one home to Terran. Anything else? I had something else, but then I just
What, the
lost
ear?
it. Yeah, I think it was mostly like trying to plan on hitting up Raz, and making sure Salvador is okay. But
You got to get really drunk and just hit up all our exes.
you want to do that? Can we do Anton doing that and Anton calling it? Can I, Gemma? I need to call. I need to talk to somebody.
Raz,
You
what happened
bitch!
to us,
You
man?
bitch. It's just like half an hour. You bitch! You left me.
I will say you guys can't do it, but I'm pretty sure since Hannah and Mike signed the book, until Wes and I decide your names are out of it, I could either send messages to you guys, or there's like a spell protection thing too.
Spell protection?
Thaddeus's Warlock book.
Protection,
Oh,
which
yeah.
way? Us not spelling you.
Oh, we can save that for later.
Oh.
The details.
Didn't we sign it because you said we wouldn't die or something? Is that?
There was that, and then there was like the message thing too. It was how I was sending messages to Calidor.
Via the book?
I could just send that for free through the Warlock book.
Oh.
There's a lot of mystery still to Thaddeus. Not everything we want to answer today.
Oh yeah.
Next time we see him, Anton's just gonna kill him.
There's some stuff we can reveal. There's some stuff we can reveal.
Oh, yeah.
surely.
On site.
On site.
I do looking through our notes here though. I almost forgot about the door mimics.
I
Oh,
had a feeling, but man.
Same.
You know what? I applaud you all because you kind of knew, but you didn't meta it, and I really appreciate that. That was great. Thank you.
I wanted to not believe that was happening.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun.
Was it though?
Yeah.
Mimics are always fun. Come on.
Yeah.
Speaking of mimics, I know, I'm sorry, I keep jumping all over the place on the timeline, but did we ever figure out what was up with that like fake boulder fist that gave us the black sack that had the Hagmother statue?
That was Thaddeus. That was Thaddeus, dude.
That was Thaddeus?
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
we talked to him through the ear, right? And he like confirmed. That's how we found out it was him.
Okay.
I forgot what it was he said or did that.
I don't think
like,
it necessarily. He didn't like officially say yes, that was to me, but I think you all deduced enough to figure it out.
You delivered stuff.
Let me go through my
from
DMs
Thaddeus,
with
right?
Russ from that
It was
session.
like he
Yes,
was
it was-
the Boulder Fist was the one that gave us all the stuff from Thaddeus. Is it what it was?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm
But
like,
then he acted like he didn't know anything about it when we talked to him later.
yeah, which was
So
the real
some sort of, like,
Thaddeus. Is
projection.
Like, are you back for another ass kicking? You know?
Yeah.
Well, the kind of giveaway was him walking out and then coming back in with a like really different
Right.
Sure.
demeanor.
Yeah, without
Yeah.
rolling a perception. Seems like not the same guy.
Did Thaddeus ever say sorry for his for like turning
No,
his back
he
on us?
said I was just doing my job.
He
which
said
is
that. Yeah,
fair.
that's what he said. That's what he said. Yeah.
Just following orders. I've heard that before.
Yeah, apologizing apparently is a sign of weakness. So.
I mean, why would I apologize? I didn't do anything wrong.
Oh no.
That's why Will.
Well, that was
approached
actually-
you.
That's what, that was awesome, by the way. Checking them out
That
of the
was-
way while you were like going
Twice.
through that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of here,
Twice.
nerd. You know.
She was
Yeah.
pissed. She was like, "I trusted you."
I didn't. It's like I'm just doing my job. You're like trying to get
Should
up.
poop you. I know.
Yeah, that was
He
fun.
wasn't that bad. He was just. He was, it's hard.
But when you
know.
use the ear to communicate to Thaddeus, to ask him questions, like I was messaging Charlie. I'm like, "What do you want to do here? Do you want to come on? Like, do you want to hop on? Like, and answer this?" And we sort of just decided, like, no, I'll just. He gave me the message to send to you.
You should have just had him talk in
Okay.
our ears, so we would have all been like, you know.
Now I know in the future that I'm gonna need to like set up my mic to be able to pump through OBS when I'm streaming too. Like,
we'll do it so far few and far between too that he won't remember how to do the accent either. So
oh yeah, I
just like a
won't
different one.
What voice I picked.
I do like you got Charlie's actual response. I didn't know that. I thought you were just making that
cool.
up.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
no. I'm looking at the DMs here right now. So what I sent Wes, and I counted it out because there was the thing with because what did I give him? I gave him that little statue with the hag mother.
Yeah.
What a mind fuck too, by the way.
Yeah. So I went, oh, she's my real boss. Likes your work. I'm good and on the road to my next job. If our paths cross, it'll be. And then that was 25 words.
No.
Just left it.
You cut that out on purpose.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have to call him again. We're like, it'll be what?
Yeah.
Yeah, 24 hours later. Okay, continue.
Stay tuned, everyone. Next episode is going to be a full length of us talking to Thaddeus back and forth.
And like I said,
just gabbing.
Yeah. It's not like I can't just message you guys more information.
Sure, but we can only give you 24 hours
just
worth of
choosing
day.
not to.
You know? That's true. Oh, you did. That's right. Well,
that's hilarious.
Good. That's good stuff, I guess.
Magic's fun.
Well, we're rolling a little ahead of the notes, but that's fine. We could keep moving.
Yeah, we're a bit all
So,
over
like,
the place.
Something else
But...
too that you were talking about, Thaddeus, too.
Yeah, we're going stream of consciousness, not.
Yeah.
The Risver. Did you always mean to attack, like straight out kill the dragon, or was that just a spur in the moment thing? Like, okay, we have what we want, and we're gonna get rid of it because of your orders.
Oh, me?
And Calidor.
Yeah, it was basically fight the dragon, slay it.
I had told Charlie ahead, like offline, like Calidor is going to tell you to attack, and since he's your boss, you choose what you want to do. But that's what he's gonna. That's the plan, and so I sort of wanted that initiation. Because he did have his orders to attack, but he wanted you all to sort of take care of it, and he was just going to dip with the psychic gem, which he felt bad about later, when you all ended up coming out and talking with him.
Alive.
So,
alive.
But I was also prepared for also, I guess I'm skipping ahead again there too, but I was expecting a full boss fight there against Calidor. I was prepared in case it needed to happen. But that would have been really interesting. But I'm glad it worked out the way it did.
Seemed to have really made he doing well for himself since the first time we saw him too, because
he's changed,
healthier. Yeah. His appearance looked different. Maybe it was living the high life in Khel Kuldir. Something like that. Better diet.
He restored his connection to the weave.
No, I still feel like I think I probably would have felt conflicted about killing Calidor, despite the betrayal or whatever, just because of his connection to Gemma's parents.
Yeah.
His very loose spend a night with Gemma's parents.
She didn't know, though. I mean, she knew just surface stuff, but he said that he would promise her that, and that was one of her motivations. So,
and he knew that too. He used that to his advantage.
Yeah,
which
is kind of messed up too.
Kind of a dick.
Yeah,
he's kind of a dick. He is. He's complicated. He definitely floats in the gray. He doesn't want to do ill harm against anyone on purpose, but he will sometimes if it means like he can get something that he really wants. But then he'll also kind of feel bad about it. So he was also, and then move on. But he did the asking you to get Willa's amethyst necklace was also another play to mess with you.
He asked me to get more info on the necklace, and then you guys met when we met Riff. Hannah just info dumped the whole thing, and I'm like, I don't even have to do anything here. She's doing my job right now.
Yeah, that is Willa.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's my gem. All right.
Cool. Everybody just play cool. Hey, I'm Willa Catalyst. I'm from the Empire. We were fugitives.
I got the glowing rock. I think there's a dragon soul in it.
Oh, I guess that's a good segue into Willa. What do you think about, like, there was, like, your curse was removed and everything, and then what do you think about, like, the psychic gems being a part of, like, it's clearly being it fed into, like, the main narrative now. At least that's my intention of what's going on there with your amethyst gem. There's the emerald gem. What do you think, like, getting rid of the meeting Riff, I guess, and getting the curse removed and everything else with that?
Yeah. From Willa's point of view, meeting a dragon, she was like, she almost kind of treated it as like an elder, meeting like an elder. She hasn't met many dragonborns anyways, and obviously can talk and whatnot. And then the fact that Riff like cleaned off the curse from it too was just like the icing on the cake. Like, she really did not want to attack Rith because she was very happy with her. She felt like she had this bond. And then everything about just like the history of the amethyst was kind of crazy. I kind of saw that maybe there would be something a little bit more with it, but I didn't know it was going in that direction. So I'm interested to see where that goes, or who else might be after it as well, if someone like Kalidor is interested in it.
Yeah, like, so you had those nightmares too for so long, and that curse of your psychic gem finally got broken. And then what's like Willa thinking with her gem and her connection? And like, I guess what's everyone thinking? Like, you know that you have this piece of something that the Pangenians are trying to collect.
Yeah, I think that she's kind of still interested to see if it can lead her to whatever her past might be a bit more. But now that she knows it's a little bit more part of this bigger thing, she might start being a little bit more quiet about it. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just a little bit.
A little bit more discretion.
Well, when she explained it, I think she trusted Thaddeus at that point as well. So
yeah,
that's true. Well, that's kind of a flaw for Willa too. Like quick to trust, right? That's just part of her character and her charm. But like, I guess I think we're gonna break here soon. But before we do that, Anton and Gemma, what are your thoughts on like that stuff?
On the subject. I don't know. I mean, it was I kind of wondered whether that storyline would die out once Raz took off. I was like, oh, is that his storyline? And so the fact that it keeps going is interesting. Makes me wonder if we'll see him again.
Is Willow going to be the Frodo to Tales of Terramir? Is she going to have to do all the things?
That's true. Now that we know that that's a piece that revives what's-his-face? Salador? And then whoever has it can control Salador? Yeah.
Sardior.
Sardior.
Sardior. Okay, I misspelt it. My bad.
Yeah, Sardior. Yeah.
Great notes.
It's Salador, Kalidor's evil twin brother.
Oh man, that guy's a real.
That's
He's a real.
Yeah. Goatee and all.
That's what Rith explained, was like, if they're trying to collect a fragment of each of the gems. And legend says if you collect them all, perhaps because that is Sardior's shattered soul, if you reconnect them, maybe he comes back.
Why would we want to do that? That's a real question. Like,
no, that's a good question.
Would we want him to come back?
You don't know. You haven't really explored it. That's just, it's sort of, it seems to be happening.
Tell us.
Tell us the
No.
answer.
We'll have the last
Wes,
piece,
where
and
should-
we'll be putting it together and looking
Oh.
at Wes like, huh? Yeah.
That's something you have to explore in character, I think. Yeah.
All right.
Damn it.
Well, we've been going for a bit here. We're kind of stream of consciousing it tonight, but yeah, it's still fun. We'll take a break here. But before we leave, I'd just like to remind you, if you're liking what you're seeing, give our Twitch a subscription. We have some nice custom emotes, a few of them designed by Hannah here, and things like that. It gets you ad-free viewing and all of that stuff. If you have a Prime account, you get a free subscription. Why not use that on us? We'd really appreciate it. But thanks to everyone who subscribes to keep the show running, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Oh, you're still here, wanting more of Terramir. Well, we've refilled our beer, so let's bring you more cheer. Welcome back to Talkin Terramir, our Christmas extravaganza with nothing Christmas themed other than me trying to come up with rhymes.
That was a freestyle.
I mean,
That's pretty good.
Charlie, you would hold your own in the cipher.
I
Oh
know.
boy, don't put me on the spot again.
You should do that for every episode.
Spend an hour before each episode coming up with a decent rhyme.
It's a
Those
recap.
were bars, Charlie. You should be proud.
Story time recap the
I'm into
events
it.
from the last episode. Very-
oh yeah.
just
All
test my mediocre improv skills. But yeah,
Where do we leave
we're
off?
back. Well, let's see. Technically, we left off around the Froghemoth and stuff. We kind of covered the dragon fight. I mean, we're kind of stream of consciousing it tonight, just chatting about things that happened in the last mini campaign. But we did miss a couple things because we did the dungeon, and then we took a break from the dungeon after the Froghemoth and went back up to town for a bit. And there were some fun shenanigans with a certain jackalope. Isn't that
Almira.
right, Mike? Yeah, Almirage.
Almirage.
Almirage. The jackalope.
It's this one has a horn, not antlers. There's a difference. You have to, yeah.
With big pointy teeth.
I what do you want me to say about it? I think that it was good for Gemma to have a sort of a pet to kind of take her mind off of having left her sister. Again, you know, after not having seen her being reunited and leaving. But it seems like at a certain point it was kind of more of a heavier responsibility than she expected, maybe even a liability. But that I feel like kind of turned around later on in the dungeon when it went Super Saiyan or no, I don't guess Super Saiyan is not the right word, more feral, and
It hulked out.
It hulked out, yes, absolutely. Can we ride that thing? Is it big?
I don't think that's big enough to ride.
Not quite. No.
No, just good enough to destroy a room and money for damage.
It's like the size of like a big Maine Coon cat, right?
Wow.
You know, like
When it's small, yeah, but when it goes feral, it's like the size of a person.
Of a person,
it-
so I can
it's not like little Sebastian.
Well, it's normally size small,
tiny horse.
but when it
not a
goes,
pony.
but when it's when it becomes feral, it goes size medium.
Gotcha.
Can we
So good
refer
call.
to it as him since it's Sir Aloysius? Let's not.
Well, now it's got to be a female.
Yeah. No,
Is it a her?
No, it's
the
a
correct pronoun.
It's
Are
a
you
him.
saying she? Oh, okay.
We
It's a
checked
him.
at some point, right?
Then it should be
Yeah, we
Lady
checked.
Aloysius
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
Sir-
do
Sir
Almirages
doesn't-
have genders as we know them?
Let me check.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
of course, yeah. No, She checked. Gemma checked.
Yeah, it's a sir. I mean, and the sir is more of like a knight designation, right? Not a sir, S-I-R,
well,
right? S-E-R.
No, it would be Dame. Because it's Dame Helen Mirren and Dame Judi Dench.
I guess. I never asked Dana what her title was.
Was that a surprise?
Her
Seeing
honorific.
the finding the room damaged
Yes.
and all that?
I certainly didn't expect it. Losing my deposit. Which, I mean, I guess it worked out because it turned out to be another side quest in lieu of owing money for damages, right? Ruby Tinbottom of the Singing Halberd in Del Tordir. Those are on these notes. I did have it in my own notes too, but it's also
so you need to go to Del Taco and drop off.
Del Taco.
Which
Del Taco.
On the way, we're supposed to be going to, and let me actually see if this is on the map here.
Yeah, we got the map up.
There is a
we can go over to the map.
There is a town that we're headed towards, and we would have to go south before going to Korir. It was
Daniel.
Well, you're in Korir. The whole region is
no.
Korir.
Okay. Khel Kuldir 2. Was it?
Well, Del
Veldor?
Tordir is past Skyhaven.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that in lieu of going to Melkador, where Salvamel is, then we would also have to take another diversion to Del Tordir before we got there, if that's something that we wanted to do. But I thought that there was another town that we were supposed to go to before that, and I don't have notes on that.
Well, you are taking the mountain pass to Skyhaven,
right?
Which is before Del Tordir.
Right.
Skyhaven is the end of the Tunnel of Liberation, and it has the two portals, one to Voldor.
Voldor, that's what it is. Yes, okay.
Or the Arcana Aeternum. But I believe you're going to take the portal from Skyhaven to Voldor, kind of skips you ahead a little bit, and then you can either go straight to Melkador or go to Del Tordir from there.
From Veldor.
From Voldor. Yeah.
I also gave them the scroll at Teleportation Circle, right?
Yes, you did, which connects to Kalidor's tower. So they can transport back to Kalidor if they wish.
Mechanically, as a sorcerer, can Gemma copy that into her spells, or no? That's only like a wizard.
I don't have a book. I don't have to write them down. I just know them.
Yeah.
Just
You just know.
sleep on them. I just know them.
They don't even work for their magic.
It just comes naturally. Don't hate the sorcerer.
It's been a while since I've looked at it.
It's been a while.
If it's not on your spell list, you have to roll the DC. It's like the level plus it's like 8 or 10 plus the level of the spell.
Well, I think his question was, could you learn the spell? Do you know the spell? I don't know.
No, I can't. I have a limited.
I think it's only a wizard thing.
But
a wizard
casting
spell.
off of casting scrolls, though, you would have to do the DC.
Correct.
The question is if we're going to go to Del Tordir before we rescue Salvamel, or vice versa, because technically she didn't give me a timeline or a time limit.
It's true.
She didn't say it was a perishable item, but there is a puppy in the box.
She didn't tell me that, and she didn't let me open it, so...
And there's no time limit on it, so...
What's in
Wes
the
just
box?
said that there's no time limit. No, there's a dead puppy in it now.
Well, now we have to open it.
Well, until you open it, the puppy is neither dead nor alive.
This is Schrodinger's puppy.
Yeah, Schrodinger's puppy, yeah.
Right.
What's a Schrodinger? Schrodinger. Fantastic.
How many scrolls have we used in this whole campaign? I don't feel like we've used many.
Like 2.
I used one to give us a tiny hut in the...
You've definitely gained more access to them since Leave of the Empire, which is purposeful.
I used one to cast Dispel Magic on the one dwarf cleric's spirit guardians because it was shredding us, so that we wouldn't have to worry about that. And then I accidentally used one of the teleportation circle back to Caldor's tower when I read it at the bar. That was an accident.
Yeah.
But I think since we were in the dungeon, Gemma is interested in looking into getting more scrolls because it's another path to learning more magic. Oh, I think Thaddeus gave me a Dispel Magic too.
Yeah, I think I gave you 2 scrolls.
Yeah,
yes.
The teleportation circle and the Dispel Magic. I actually have I have my character sheet up. I have another one too. It's like a wall of water, but it's again one of those things that's not on my spell list, so I don't know if I'll be able to cast it or not.
Mike,
Just these
you always get an inspiration. Just use it if you fail that roll.
I do, and I also pass inspiration, which has come in handy. Actually, during the dragon fight, I think somebody missed or something, and I passed the inspiration over, and they were able to succeed. So I'm a support class, man. Come on.
Silvery bobs.
Silvery bobs.
So yeah, we did some town stuff. There was Sir Aloysius destroying the room. You guys got
Allegedly.
a nice side quest. Definitely.
Will Sir Aloysius be crate trained from now on? Quick question.
No, it's just a husky with separation anxiety. It's always going to destroy whatever you lock him up in.
I don't know if he will be, but there's certainly a lot of poop in my bag of holding. You have to clean out.
You guys buying that ladder, I think that was on this break.
Oh man, that was such a good purchase. Such a good purchase. Didn't we use it to get into the oh no, we had to use the rope because it was a little bit taller than the ladder, but it's definitely.
And you know what? I appreciated the effort, but I had built that before you had before you had bought the ladder. It was a great thought. It was a great thought to use the ladder. But it was just a little too long. But trust me, I know you have the ladder, and there are things ahead with that in mind.
There's going to be a lot more 10-foot things around that we're going to be running into.
There's going to be a lot more.
It's going to be a lot more 12 or 11 foot tall or wide gaps that the ladder just doesn't quite.
Savamil's going to be sitting on like a Donkey Kong sort of platform that we have to use the ladder for to get it.
12 feet. 12 feet.
12 feet. God damn it.
Yeah, there's going to be an ogre at the top of the volcano throwing boulders down at you guys, and you're going to have to.
Yeah.
Help me, soul survivors.
So yeah, there's that quest to Del Todir, and then I guess going back a little bit when you were sort of visiting in town, this was a moment too where I think Anton, you were kind of going through thinking about your path with Sehanin. You were looking for a holy symbol. You had talked to Calidor about that, and then you all went to Calidor to talk about the holy symbol, Sir Aloysius, and Willow's necklace. And then you did some stuff in town. Is there anything anyone wanted to talk about with that stuff? I don't know. I guess, Anton, was there anything specific with your holy symbol? Because you did go out to search for one. And I don't know if there's anything you want to speak out of character about your path with the paladin stuff.
Well, I remember like it was almost like he had an impulse, right? Like he was like, I just want to carve this shape. And it was like making the mashed potato tower and
Close Encounters.
Close Encounters.
Yes.
I gotta get it out.
Gotta get it out, yeah.
Yeah, because I've got spell slots that are just going to waste without this thing.
Yeah.
No, it's good to have some spells under Anton's belt. Never thought I'd see that.
say I appreciated how you approached it, like, and I don't know if it's not to, I don't mean to be like offensive or degrading, but I don't know if it's you just trying to also understand in character as well as this in person, or if it's just how you're playing it. But I like how Anton doesn't know about this stuff, right? And like he's learning on the fly, and that's being role played as well. So I don't know. I like how that's been played out so far.
I'm using my ignorance of the mechanics to my character's advantage.
I think it works. It totally works.
I think it works too.
Because he's new to the whole thing, right? And
yeah,
he's learning as he goes.
Yeah, everything is just going to be instinct and impulse. Oh man, just realized I haven't really talked to Gemma about magic. All right, well, we're going to be traveling, so we got some roadside conversation.
I was actually thinking, too, you owe me a few hand crossbow lessons as well, because we just haven't had a chance to do that. It's something that, like, I think offline I've been wanting to explore in case. Well, I mean, it was more useful in the Empire when we didn't have to, I had to hide my magic, but just it would be good to have that kind of training. I think in character, too, I wanted something to bring Gemma and Anton a little bit closer to something under his wheelhouse that he had like total confidence and kind of do like a father figure sort of thing with her because she trusts him in that way.
Yeah. Also, totally. He's almost lost that part of the relationship as she's grown more powerful. He doesn't feel, like he has a lot of reason to need to protect her anymore. Man. She becomes like so powerful of a fighter. So it'd be good to throw him a bone.
We need to explore that. We need to explore that because that is like completely opposite of how she feels still. Like it's like there's so much more that Anton and Willa to a degree too bring to like what makes Gemma and where she finds her strength. Like you guys like keep her strong and make her strong. Just having that kind of magic and having that power doesn't necessarily make her capable. She looks to you guys for guidance. She implicitly trusts both of you, which is how she's gotten that far, really. So I think we should explore that more in game. So that's going to be cool. That's going to be really fun.
Is that why Anton didn't trust Thaddeus at all? Because at certain points I was trying to just be that magic user Gemma didn't have and go, oh, just do it. Do the spell, come on.
I think Anton still doesn't trust magic, though. I think he still has an aversion to it to a degree, maybe.
That was honestly that was one of my favorite interactions as just like an observer from that is like I love the interaction between Thaddeus and Gemma of just like playing off like that's not how magic works, like
that works.
That's not how the force works. Yeah. And just like seeing them like banter back and forth, and Jim was just like, I don't know, like just like learning, and that it's like this is just like normal stuff, and it totally played into how it should be. It was good.
I did feel Anton being a little protective of Gemma from Thaddeus too at certain points, just trying to like he has a good read on people, but still trying to protect her in the ways that he can. And I appreciated that too. I like I said, I really want to explore this more. I know that there have been like a lot of opportunities where Gemma and Willa have been able to get this sort of like sister bond together, which has been like one of my favorite parts of the whole campaign is just like Gemma being a normal person again instead of whatever she's been thrust into since we first met, and especially after losing or leaving her sister for such a long time. It's been huge for her, I think, on the inside.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But
I think I'm excited. Go ahead.
The most brazen magic user character that you guys have run into.
It'll be fun
in the campaign so far.
Well,
I cleared it with you, Wes, before we started playing. I'm like, so what if I just do magic a lot?
Well, it totally is fine too, because it's sort of like a slap in the face of almost like a cultural shock for them, right? Even the Empire, and then like coming into this, and there's just a guy that's like, you don't do this? Like, what's wrong with you, right? Like, it adds more to how terrible the Empire is. And just like having that thrown towards them. I don't know, it's fun. It's fun to play with that and explore that.
The dichotomy.
Use a fire to boil water?
Well, everyone uses fire. It just depends how you make it.
Fireball. We're dead.
Yeah. I guess moving forward, looking at the notes here, going back down, you went down and then you had talked to Rith then, right? Like you brought Kalidor in, you decided to bring him into the fray. We kind of covered most of that, but after that, you then like I guess more onto the topic of what Rith was doing. You all seemed to sympathize with her, just wanted to be isolated, and you're on her side against like the greed of the dwarves too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we had killed Rith, I mean, that would have been devastating for the town. Like, that would have been a no-win situation for Khel Kuldir, right? Like, that's the end of their mining industry.
You need sustainable mining practices if you want to run.
Pro-dragon and sustainable mining practices.
Well, so it was an awesome... I think it was a really great discovery when you found out that the reason they have such a prolific mine is because of the Emerald Dragon, right? Her magic suffusing through the mountain, creating those emeralds, and they're mining from it. Destroying her would have just destroyed the source of that, and it would have drained up the mine.
Well, I don't know if you can tell us this though, but you know, the Khel Kuldir was established long before Rith had even inhabited the evil temple, right? So would they have been sitting still on a sort of like a rich, like I can't imagine like a society of dwarves would not understand that they would be sitting on some sort of deposit of ore or resources for, you know, if it wasn't even if it was an emerald, but like something that would sustain them and their generations and stuff.
Totally. They had the Torhammer clan came to Khel Kuldir, established it as their home centuries ago. But it was shortly after then that they were mining, and they found a natural emerald mine that was there. But then Rith had been torn away from her home and career, and so she found a new lair in below Khel Kuldir, where there was sort of these natural fissures and thermal activity and this emerald mine itself. And she decided to claim this temple that happened to be nearby as her home. And that just sort of made the emerald mine explode. And so they just became rich off, just like they didn't know why, but the emerald mine was just exploding with natural resources there from her magic. And so that's sort of where that came from. Did I answer your question?
Well, I guess what I'm asking is that would they have been able to thrive without Rith being in the temple? Like, would they have
for a time?
Like
yes, they would have, but probably not as long or as abundant as it was.
Sure, for certain. Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, it would, it would dry up, but having just like the abundance made them more greedy, and then Kalidor came into the mix, and he wanted something from his own research about the Emerald Dragon. So that sort of all fed into each other.
It just sort of became a symbiotic relationship of sorts at this point. Now Rith has her territory, and now they have their emeralds.
Exactly.
What about the miners? She's not gonna
have OSHA.
OSHA, no.
Considering that mine cart ride. There's very few safety protections for these.
We should have
miners.
said that to Calidor. We need better conditions for workers now. Better conditions
Should
for
have
workers.
unionized the dwarves.
Unionize, yeah.
Man,
Anton's
this is a
line
learning
to become a mine inspector.
Oh, hey, hey, Anton, you found a new life.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good career, sustainable career.
And then, like in the future, somebody goes to the mine and says, "Anton, we need you for another job." And he takes out his sword and everything in his armor.
Hey, Anton, what's that locket on your mantelpiece there?
It's from
Looks
long
like a
time
holy
ago.
symbol.
It's from another life. So is Calidor, he said he's not going to do anything sinister with the psychic gem, but is that going to come back? I don't know if you can tell if that's going to come back to haunt us, or if we're going to have to deal with that later. Just the very presence of it.
Yeah, so we can go into that, because just to recap like steps and stuff, when we did the fight, you guys kind of beat me up a bit, which was really cool. And then me and Calidor ran away. You guys went back to the throne room for a bit. But you guys ended up with the gems, right? Like both of them? Or you gave them to Calidor?
No, Calidor had the gem.
Yeah,
before he got the gem, before he ordered you to attack, all hell broke loose. We were able to convince Rith that we were on her side. We returned to the king.
Floated over or something with the force.
Rith did. She used her magic to sort of float it towards him, and trusted him. And
it's more that magic.
Took it. And...
So anyway, we started blasting.
Yeah, we started blasting.
You guys started blasting.
I will say, I really wasn't sure where that was going, because Wes was like, so are you on my side? And I'm like, yeah, I think I am, but I know 100% these guys aren't going to want to fight the dragon, because 2 of them are charmed, and the other one's just going to roll with it.
So. Roll with it. No, she knows who she is. It was a charge. She wasn't going to let you just do that. I don't know. It didn't feel right, because everything that was building up to it, even in the episodes in between, like when we were talking about it, just like these dragons were so rare, it didn't feel right to like just outright kill them, especially if they weren't looking for a fight. And,
I think part of me more choosing to go along with Wes was my character kind of noticing the charm spell, and then trying to I tried to subtle cast counteract it. I forget which spell I was trying to do.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was DMing Wes to try and cast.
You had an anti-charm ability.
Yeah.
And because you can't counter an ability.
Yeah, but because dragons aren't humanoid and the spell specified humanoid, it didn't work to charm her back or do something like that. So the 2 of us were already trying to mentally.
Yeah, there was a lot of behind the scenes craziness going on.
As a player, knowing that both Anton and Willow were charmed, there was no way. There's no way that we would have been able to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a dragon, for Christ's sakes, and our tanks, man, come on.
Firebolt, firebolt,
firebolt. No, fireball, run. I mean, Dimension door.
If I got nat 20s on every Eldritch Blast.
Well, I had even told Charlie, I was out of the game, I was if you join in with them and they all fight, you have a chance. If you had all joined in and joined forces to fight Rith, you could have killed her.
Sure.
But that didn't work out that way. And I was also afraid if that is split and then you all fought her by yourselves, I'd be like, that's going to be a really hard fight and someone might go down. So it was a lot of up in the air going on with that, which makes it really exciting.
I don't know. I think for as random as it was, we played it off as well as it possibly could. I think we had
I agree.
one of the better results at the end.
It was
too.
Definitely the good
Also,
ending.
Calidor didn't inform me of his escape plan at all. So as
He left us. He left us.
I'm like, oh, they're all hitting me. I gotta get out of here.
Calidor.
Luckily, I had enough like escape spells and things like that, just to like oh shit buttons.
Wow.
I did tell you outside that like, yeah, I did tell you that Calidor was gonna have like. When he told you to attack and he leaves to escape, to just leave. He did tell you that separately.
Yeah. But that's all I had. I had just leave, so I was trying to like do a bunch of things, and then Wes was like, "Oh, here, teleport." I'm like, "Oh boy."
And that's sort of I was like, I wanted you also to be surprised in game and not know everything because you're also a player. I didn't want to just like meta everything to you, so I wanted you to be surprised, make your own decisions too. But what was the thing that he cast? What was the spell he cast? It was I'm looking at.
It was like,
he cast mislead. Which which was fun because he became invisible while an illusory copy of him took its place, and so his real self that was invisible started to run away right then. And then his illusory copy was just there, and that's why he wasn't doing anything during the combat. And everyone was just like, "Wow, he's such a dick. He's not doing anything."
I actually
he was an illusion. He was an illusion.
Man,
and then Anton came in and
for an hour,
swaying. You slashed your sword at Calidor, and that's what broke the illusion finally.
I wanted to ask you about this, and this may have just been a misstep. Don't dragons have true sight?
Not Rith.
Not Rith? Okay.
Not Rith.
Interesting. Okay.
I could double check
I
that.
thought lower level
I
dragons
like having
tossed
that around my head because Mislead is such a good spell too, and like dragons are so powerful.
Yeah, no.
You thought I was the real Calidor.
I am. Shit.
I
It's Calidor Arnold now.
Yeah. No, Emerald Dragons, at least the Rith I had created, slightly different than the normal Emerald Dragon, but pretty much the same. No true sight. Blind sight, no true sight.
What is blind sight?
Can see without
like
having to
Toph.
see. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, only to a certain distance.
Yeah.
60 feet.
Right in front of her. He escaped. That's the most important thing. And he wasn't the one that attacked her. Just that dirty teeth. Teeth? Did I do that right, Hannah? Dirty teeth?
Yep. Yeah. It caught on.
Yeah, exactly. Her vernacular caught on through the ages.
It's just part of Terramir lore now. It's slur.
Just casual racism towards
slur, yeah. We got slurs in our game. It's not a brag, dude.
Our world is so rich and developed that we have hate groups.
But like then, after that whole
clearly they've been
you left and you went back to town, and then you found the guards wanted to escort you to the king.
Also, I feel like introducing yourself to the king maybe should have been the first thing you guys did, but this was the first time you ended up at the palace or.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though, is that after Anton got in that fight, that's when we caught attention and were summoned by Calidor, almost immediately. We had, actually no incentive to meet the king at all.
Well, I thought that was Anton's idea, was to go talk to the king and convince him that that Rift was the one who's keeping the mine alive.
Coming out, yeah, but initially arriving to Khel Kuldir. Is that what you're talking about, Charlie? Like Khel Kuldir?
Yeah, I'm talking about your initial arrival. You guys kind of just went straight to the inn. did some shopping and then got in a fight.
But that's what Anton says. Like, oh well, that's what we wanted to do anyway. So lead the way.
Why would we go talk to the king? I don't understand.
But that's what we're saying. We didn't have any incentive
okay.
to. We were just passing through, and then
yeah.
It's also your first foray outside of the Empire, right? Like you're
Right.
just you don't know what's going on. Like you're still trying to get lay of the land.
You gotta collect your side quests. You gotta
start some fights, Anton.
Yeah, Thaddeus, we're not all masters of networking, okay?
Yeah, we're walkers, okay? We're just
Yeah.
we're walkers.
But
Yeah, that was Anton's idea.
It was funny that was like you guys finally got to the throne room and stuff, and it felt like everything turned on a dime almost.
I didn't even know what to expect too, because then we were in the mindscape with Caldor, and if we were to fight Caldor, which was that supposed to be in the mindscape? First of all, then what would he have just had a bloody nose and then had an aneurysm when we all popped out, after the fact, and then then he'd be like, "Oh, arrest them, starting with the magic user," like.
Well, yeah, I didn't. I thought that you wouldn't fight him, but I don't know. I was gonna see how
you were prepared. You were prepared.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he
Keeping
have
on your toes.
been able to just cancel the mindscape as soon as something broke out?
If he was probably like low at health, he probably would have broken it and tried to escape. But but he also, he could have. I don't know. It would have been interesting. I didn't know how it was going to play out. Honestly, I had him built. I had him ready for attacks and things, and I had the map for it for the battle.
We're heroes, Wes. You gotta give us some credit. We're heroes now. You gotta give us some credit.
Yeah.
SOUL survivors. Not those other dicks. They just fix shoes.
Yeah, not the shoe guys.
Not the shoe guys.
They make really good shoes.
If we run into them though, that's gonna be write that down.
Me throwing shoe nails at us.
Like, ow, stop. You've been making a bad name, an awesome name for ourselves. Well, you've been riding our wake,
Yeah, damaging our brand.
Yeah. But even after that, man, dwarf party montage.
Before the
party.
You guys had the dwarf
that?
party, and then you had the talking about characters in disguise. Wes brought in some green-haired gnome.
Rith, right? That was Rith?
That was Rith.
Okay.
I can tell you.
She
That was
was in the
Justin
crowd.
clearly doesn't
Justin,
remember what we're talking about right now.
No,
Walking
I
in, we
remember.
were... Yeah, okay. Because she ended up giving us, at the end, the 2 emeralds, which were worth money.
That's a hint.
And then other stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, ooh. And then I think that was it, right? The emeralds, and did she give us money?
The 2 expensive emeralds she gave you. That was it. And just
1,000
walking away. But she had talked about how she often visits the town, and she had transformed and went to follow you all, and bled right into the court there and watched what you would do.
Really smart of her to follow up to make sure we were going to follow our word.
Yeah. And so you did, and she was impressed, and there's your reward. She did promise part of her hoard, that there's 2 expensive emeralds were part of her hoard. Some alternates I guess we could talk about were, first of all, if you had killed her, killing a dragon in Terramir and Galadalon is a really big fucking deal. Really big deal. There would have been consequences across the continent. For one, there'd be a huge explosion. There was going to be a lot of damage that might have been dealt outward. Also, there'd be rippling effects. Whoever dealt it the killing blow would be considered.
Do you want to tell?
dragon.
Wait. Do you want to tell us this?
Okay, maybe not.
No,
I know. I was fighting myself on that. I want you to know that I was
it's
fighting
sounding
myself.
pretty similar to the Dragon Lore West did in another campaign we did. So
Great. I don't know.
God, yeah,
That might be something that because I mean we're.
No, you're right.
we're
There's
almost-
other dragons ahead.
I mean,
There's other dragons.
I don't want us to
Very
have to
nice
step
too.
lightly, but it's definitely something that we might
You're right, I
be
get
able
excited.
to find out in the dragon book that I have, because having gotten in the Helm of Comprehend
Still haven't looked at
Languages, something. Yeah, what was that?
You still haven't looked at it.
Well, it's in Draconian.
It is in Draconic.
Draconic. I was
It
going
is
to say
in Draconic.
Draconian, which is totally a Dragonlance. Isn't that a Dragonlance language? Draconian.
Well, it's a
Draconian
it's a
is
standard language.
Yeah. No, Draconian is Dragonlance, isn't it? But
Yes.
Dragon, yeah. Anyway, regardless, I couldn't read it, but now that I have Comprehend Languages, I was
This is
planning on
true.
reading some of those books. So maybe it might be something we find out later on. The lore drop, more content for the episodes.
Long ago in a distant land.
I should have let you keep
Document-
talking, but yeah.
The document
I should let-
is available. I'll just say the document is in the game.
Oh,
when you
like we can just
translate-
read it? It's not just
Yeah,
off
in
my book or
English?
stuff like that?
Once you translate it, I'll reveal the document. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay,
Ah.
fantastic. Again, one of those downtime things that I'm looking forward to doing, and on top of the hand crossbow training, and even getting into the magic with Anton, which is going to be fun too.
I guess one thing I can reveal about the dragon stuff, other than what I said the consequences might be, there obviously was a dragon horde. That's all. Just wanted to say.
Right.
Which the dwarves wanted. So that, although there would be like some negative and positive consequences to you killing the dragon, one big, I guess, positive would be the massive horde that you could have claimed. But you're not those types of characters.
Rare heroes. Again,
You're
we're not in it for
heroes.
the money. Right,
There's only so
Anton?
many rations you can
Right
buy.
on, Anton. He's eating the soup.
Yeah.
The broth.
I mean, talking about being heroes, it was funny that you guys then, after the party and everything, you then finally decide to investigate the crypts just in time for the Halloween special.
That
Special.
ended up working out perfectly.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's go transition to that.
yeah, that's a
Um,
nice, simple little thing. That was clearly the warm up for this area. But
We really
That
swung our
was the
game
side
around on
quest.
that one too. We were all
It
like,
ended
"Oh,
up
well,
being
we're the
the
sole
cool down.
survivors." You know, we're here to save the crypts. Just let us through.
let's see what kind of cask of Amontillado bullshit happened down here.
And then getting to like the door is like, may all the demon worshippers burn in hell and stay dead forever, or whatever it is. We're like,
Yeah.
let's go in.
Yeah. But that was a cool something for Gemma, like first time you translated Celestial.
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize too. I wasn't
like,
like
yeah,
even wearing the helmet or the whatever, or the
You weren't.
tiara, or whatever.
And then you kind of
Sort of-
realized like no one else could understand it, and it was Celestial. So
Very cool.
interesting tidbit there. Then a little too deep for the ladder, but you descended the rope, fought some Bodax, which ended up being a decently difficult fight. I thought it might be harder, but you always find a way.
I played Anton,
Make it
and
nuts.
I'm so sorry, dude. Like I tried to go like hard with Anton, double swords, just going in. He was missing a lot, and I almost got you killed apparently because the Bodax have these insane abilities. But it worked. Like you said, it worked out. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry for
I
almost
did-
maybe killing your guy.
I
I
was
did
I
think
was
there'd be
sweating
a
watching
little
the replay.
more.
Go ahead, Justin.
I just said I was saying I was sweating watching the replay.
Just unlucky rolls, man. Sorry. Trying to do Anton justice.
Is this where Anton dies?
No, he wouldn't have let that happen. Maybe.
I did.
I'm gonna
Running
be
that
there.
stream in the background, though, it did kind of throw me off. I'm like, oh, so there's another room to this or anything else? It's like, oh, no, it's just the boat.
Oh, I know. I thought we were going to go in deeper, right? I don't know. I thought there were more.
There's got to be a banshee or something down here.
You're not going to get 2 dungeons.
Yeah, I know.
I did feel bad after we went to the king and he was like, why? Like, what did you do? Why'd you do that?
They were solving it long before
They
you
were
even
just
got there.
building a wall. The wall works.
Oh my god, you brought the body? No, what belongs in there? You're like, oh
Put it
shit.
back.
sorry. Like,
Put it back.
Also, the fact that it was like, oh, that bitch.
oh,
And then the
Yeah.
grandma in the inn was just like, okay, cool.
I
Yeah.
know. Oh,
Thanks.
no more noises. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, she should have been a ghost. That would have been dope. She was a ghost.
Oh yeah. No, that was just a real simple little side quest. That
It's still fun.
We swung wrong on that one, but hey, you can't win them all, right? We saved most of though. And there's 9 out of 10.
The dress made it look like we were supposed to stuff her in the bag of holding and take her somewhere. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It was a red
Yeah.
herring.
This does not belong here.
No.
She wasn't desecrated
Yeah.
or
Not-
anything. She,
Yeah. It wasn't a bad thought, yeah. But Anton still has the ring, and heard some of those thoughts. Her soul is in the
Oh,
ring.
yeah.
Right, you didn't
can't
dump
move
it in
in
the
a river
river.
yet.
No,
Yeah.
you thought against it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great! He's gonna be Gollum. He's gonna have like the.
Well, the ring provides some protections. It just happens to have her soul in it, taunting you. So
Can it talk to him outside of attunement?
Only if you wear the ring.
Oh, are you wearing the ring, Anton?
Well, I have to have been wearing it, right? Because didn't she talk to? Yeah, I heard her voice.
You were studying it, and so
Okay.
that's sort of you heard whispers of like kill the king.
Try it
yeah.
on for
You-
Pinky. I'm like,
It is a soul and a spirit in there. You could try and communicate to her more if you wanted to, or just ignore her. It's up totally up to you.
it's gonna be the boar thing all fucking over again. Great.
I
I
am
whispering to her all through the night, through my pinky.
Are you okay, Anton?
So tell me, what's being the king really like? What else?
I have
Well,
a
at that, yes, Justin. What's your question?
Was there supposed to be a whole thing behind the dwarf who came into my my room that I just immediately kicked out because I wasn't in the mood?
Yeah, sucks.
Because I felt kind of guilty about that after I'm like, she came in and it was obviously some kind of setup, and I was just like, nah, get the fuck out.
Nope, nothing guilty about it. It was totally just
You're the wrong treatment, man. You know.
How thirsty is Anton?
Right.
it was just like trying to follow along like royalty Game of Thrones style, just like you have these opportunities for you, concubines to use if you'd wish, and I think you followed your character in the right way
so
there.
honorable. So honorable.
Yeah.
Well, dwarf women are pretty hairy, I'll just say.
That is true.
Mediocrely honorable.
Yeah.
Drunk, so drunk.
It's easy to be honorable
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
That was fun.
You didn't,
Montage
you didn't miss out
party
on anything there.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't
Montage
just like, sort of,
party.
like,
Montage
fleshed out.
No.
Will I miss my
No,
sister? Will I?
No storyline. No storyline. But partying as royalties twice, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool for you guys.
What did we do to we like? Oh, it was like getting the body, and then we conned our way into getting another night there. Will stealing more
Well,
towels.
Mike /
yeah,
Gemma
yeah.
was
That's
like, "Hey, you gonna just give us another night?"
I don't want to go back to the end. I'm too embarrassed, but I will try to convince them to give us another swing our hero
Can't go
status
back
around
there.
a little bit more.
Yeah. We didn't add all the towels and hotel soaps to our inventory yet.
I did. I added robes. I got one for all of us.
Oh, that's right.
Didn't you get soap
It's in the inventory.
and towels?
Did we? I forgot.
Hannah?
Yeah, I think we'll
Well,
grab some, and then she sent
Great,
a couple of
great
them.
idea. Great fucking idea. Oh my god, that was so good. I did add that though. That was like important, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Important.
Yeah.
I'm also glad that you will all like your characters got to like finally like kind of just be really treated like heroes for once, and just like that. I feel like even for me, after getting through the dungeon and everything, and then just like relaxing in the castle was just like a big sigh of relief of like, you're safe, you're fine, you can just like chill for a little bit.
Yeah.
I actually didn't really, I hadn't like initially planned on all that, but it just sort of just worked out that way. But I felt like it felt natural. It was sort of nice for all of us to just be like, we can just chill and be like cool heroes for a little bit. I don't know. I liked
Just
that.
have that time where it's like, oh, let us bask in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Bask in it. You're out of the Empire. You did a heroic thing, and now you can just like not be in fear of your lives for once, and just relax. It was cool.
So we did the chilling out, maxing all cool, but then.
Are you gonna rhyme again, Charlie?
No.
Save it for the intro. Or the outro, Charlie. We're gonna be writing out the outro.
Oh, don't worry. Why do you think I was quiet for the last 5 minutes?
God.
But we did the whole party, so and then you guys kind of made a choice where you want to go, right? We had two options: the Underdark
Mm-hmm.
and Skyhaven, where all of career's best heroes go to trade to be super mages.
Underdark
He just made that
leads to what? Yeah, he does. That's not a real thing.
No, it's canon now.
Underdark leads to where? Led to where?
To the other side of the mountains. So there was like to get to the other side and into like the Kingdom of Career proper. You have to cross through the area.
There's like this little outpost mining town on the kind of the Empire side of the mountains almost.
But I mean,
Yeah.
we would have ended up where, in Voldor, or like at the end of right
Or
here,
at, like the
Number
base
Hill.
of the mountains.
On the other side,
Or-
probably. Hadn't gone that far exactly where you would have ended up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
But we wanted to go to
Probably
Skyhaven.
on the other side. But you wanted to go to Skyhaven. So, which ties in, it makes sense for the story too. It's going to really, I mean, it clearly ties into Gemma there. It's the end of the Tunnel of Liberation. That was the final destination. That's where Kalidor ended up, and Vestel ended up at the end of Veiled Threats, taking
I hope we
that
see
portal.
Vestal again.
I hope we do too. And that's where Kalidor's story sort of ended at the end of Veiled Threats, and he split off, and Vestel split off her own way. But yeah, Skyhaven ties in very much there. End of the Arcanists gathering there. Refugees from the Demurian Empire, supposedly up there. A remote hamlet village, really high, treacherously up the mountain. And so you're trying to make your way there, climbing it, and it's a couple days journey.
It's a good thing before we did, we stopped by Tim's climbing shop for all your climbing
Yes.
needs. Go to Tim's climbing shop in Khel Kuldir. It's the best high quality climbing stuff for climbing mountains, bouldering, anything that you would find over the Emerald Mountains.
We got ropes 50 feet. We've got ice axes. You need ice, we can axe it.
Disclaimer: sponsored by Tim's.
Sponsored by Tim and Tom. Ask for Tim and Tom. Mediocre discounts.
Yeah, you were able to get some gear there before heading out, and then I guess the last thing that we did was your first day of travel there, and you fell upon some orcs who were hunting a manticore. Manticore?
Manticore.
Is it a manticore? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Calidor.
The
It
lion.
wasn't
Right?
a chimera. I think it was a mantis.
Chimera. It's a
Was it a
chimera.
chimera?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a chimera.
Yeah, same shit. Difference.
Is it?
Manticore is a different. Manticore is a different thing. No, chimera. Which again, another fight. I always think it's going to be cooler in my head. At least from my perspective, I thought I'd do more damage, but I didn't. Ended up
Well, to be
destroying
fair,
everything.
your NPC ran right at it and took the brunt of a lot of the stuff. And
That is true too, and was actually dealing massive amounts of damage, rolling really high. Yeah, I threw the ogre ran at it and was just like dealing crits against it, and you guys are just like, let it go.
dealing
This
crit?
is awesome.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, I did a couple crits. It did a couple
All
crits.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Did
was
it
just like,
yourself.
damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's kind of the fun too, like the open. I wanted that one to be a little more like open world, like you're just stumbling upon it and this thing's happening, and if you let it, if there's an opportunity, you could have just like snuck upon them and just like watched it all happen, and they would have just like eaten each other up. And you just could have
where's
just
the
like
fun in that?
walked over the dead bodies at the end and be fine. Yeah. But no one snuck towards them. You're just like, oh, we're gonna go see what it is.
Again,
They
with
turned
Willa.
around.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Willa
And that was it.
will be the death of us. I tried so hard, Anton, to get you vortex warped up to the Chimera so you could just do like go into it, but the turn order was so fucked up that and then the ogre did so much damage that you to get a shot at it, and you'll be able to kill things on this side of the mountains, I swear.
Peaceful as I am, I'm getting a little itchy sword finger. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
there's been a
goddamn ring.
lot of murder.
This is ring telling you to be like, do it.
Like,
Do it.
I
my
know.
coat is dry.
I feel it too. Well, you weren't there for the Bodak fight, to be fair, which was
Yeah.
which was some bloodthirstiness there.
Well, I missed one because of life, and then
Yeah,
it's been a while
for you personally. Yeah.
for me. Yeah.
You had your understudy to come in.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
try to
Sir
make up
Pounce
for
has,
that. But,
has joined the chat.
Cats.
Kitty.
Cats.
Yeah.
oh, that you don't want to eat
Yeah.
that one, right? But yeah, so after that, we're gonna be hitting Skyhaven and going to move on.
You got another day or so until you reach Skyhaven, and then we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting for, I would think Gemma would probably be pretty curious about it, knowing her parents' connection to the place.
Sure.
What are her hopes and dreams for Skyhaven, Mike?
I don't know. This is all very new for Gemma. I mean, it's a whole new world, of magic and opportunity. But I think, like, deep down in her heart, she still just doesn't want to lose being with Anton or Willa. Big part of her character is her separation anxiety and her abandonment issues and stuff like that. So,
Just like Aloysius.
Well, I mean, that was part of that. She
Right.
latched onto him, and despite his I wouldn't even say shortcomings, his challenges, she still feels like she doesn't want to abandon.
His
Yeah.
uncontrollable mystic secret powers.
Right. She can fix him. That's what it is. She can fix him.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that I've actually been tossing it around in my head because I know Skyhaven's a big deal for her, and you guys had already stopped at Redguard for her for a certain amount of time. I don't know how long we're going to stay here, but she would absolutely love to learn more about that place. Maybe even go to the Academy Atrium too. but I think deep down in her heart, she doesn't want to lose you guys. It's like the closest thing to her heart right now, and you guys have been through so much, even in this like short amount of time. You guys are her family, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think they all only have each other now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Go ahead, Justin.
Now, how long has it been in game? How many months?
It's been like 2.5, 3 months. 2.5.
That's the funniest thing with it. Like, a year is a month of campaign time max. I mean, fuck, like 4 days was like half a year.
But in that 2 months, like the party has been through so much. It's just so much experience. Some for people who like haven't ever experienced things like that before. There has been like a lot of giving. There's been a lot of loss. There's been a lot of conflict. We lost a party member. You know, we gained another one. You know, and then that one betrayed us. Just our pasts catching up with us.
Betrayed is strong.
It was your job. That's fine. I get it. You don't have to defend yourself. That's fine. But my point is just...
I gave you the spell scrolls. Come on.
I thought I said that Thaddeus was a good guy, dude. You know, but I think
Gemma was always kind of on Thaddeus' side. He was always...
No,
yeah. I don't know. I don't think you just a little just wanted to mansplain.
He's just like, you know, quirky.
Yeah. I don't know. In the 2.5 months, I think that we've really together as a party have been playing it close, and I don't know. I think our characters know each other more and more every time we play. So I enjoy that.
You know, like Hannah said, we're none of us have anybody else. We're all trauma bonded.
Trauma bonded. Yeah.
And just like Vin Diesel says in the Fast and the
Furious.
No.
Oh god.
You guys got your coronas.
You didn't have to do that. Give it to that family. That would have.
I guess to like close it out too, and that's a great way to segue it. Is just sort of I want to hear a little bit more from Anton and Gemma, and like what your thoughts are moving forward too, like following Gemma and seeing where her steps are leading here to Skyhaven, and I guess Gemma too, like beyond this, knowing your eyes are set towards Melkrador and Del Tordir and all that stuff. What are your characters going through, and where do you see yourselves in these final parts of the campaign? I think we're probably reaching near the end. Not totally. We've got quite a ways, but we're definitely at a teetering point.
Oh, we're not even halfway through Galatolon, really?
Well, you're not going to get through all. Yeah, you're not going to get all through Terramir, Galatolon, but
we definitely should try.
We spent so long in Khel Kuldir.
It was a long time. I'm not going to have the other towns as in depth. I will tell you that much.
Hannah will in Sweet Secrets. Check her out in Sweet Secrets in January.
Hey.
She's like, no pressure. You know?
No, honestly,
Justin,
but like,
do you have any thoughts though, like about?
Go ahead.
Wes asked.
Well, the thing that I have, I think I've said this in game. I don't know if I've said this in game or if I've just thought it, but you know, Anton is getting. He is proud of Gemma, but he's also getting a little nervous. Like she's getting really powerful. Whereas at first, I think he wanted to. I think it was his idea to want to sort of usher her towards a place where she could learn more about her magic skills. I think he's going to become reticent as she gets more powerful. Like, do we really want to cultivate this, or you know, is it going to end up destroying her? So
is that a trust issue?
Power corrupts, absolutely.
Is that a trust issue for Anton though? Like, has Gemma, outside of her emotional and reactionary displays of using her magic, just like her impulses and stuff like that, is there anything that maybe that Anton doesn't trust about how Gemma's behavior with magic has led him to believe something like that, or to think that way.
I don't think so. I think he still sees her as a kid who might be getting in over her head.
Which is not untrue. And again, why I think that it would be interesting to see how this moves forward, just because everything that you're saying is right, and it's just like everything that she's been thrust into, especially with all this power, it's overwhelming. It would be overwhelming for anyone that young. And again, why I think that she relies on both Anton and Willa to sort of like keep her grounded and steer her in the right direction, because she literally has nobody else. I mean, she has her sister, who is a whole country or whatever it is away, and I don't know. I think one of my fears is that if something ever happens to you or Willa, that Gemma is just going to fucking lose it, and that might be like that dark turning point. I think she almost went that way when she almost lost Dana, or when she had to part away from Dana again, like was just forced to.
There's definitely a little spark of darkness there. Which
I actually was going to go in a different way, but then I found Sir Aloysius and had to deal with a whole other set of complicated problems. But I don't know. The way I've been playing her, she's just been. Her character feels so connected to Ural's characters that if anything happens, that's why she's so afraid every time you guys get hurt or almost close to death. Even when you went down, it like deep down inside, she was terrified. She was just terrified, and that sort of loss would just be the breaking point. I think the last straw on the camel's back that would probably inevitably lead to what you yourself are afraid of. So let's
hope no one dies.
Explore that, yeah. Let's explore that. I think that's going to be interesting going forward.
What about you, Willa? What are you feeling about the future too? And seeing that especially your necklace being, we kind of touched on it before, but your necklace being tied to something much bigger than yourself.
Got the MacGuffin, Hannah.
In your past.
The MacGuffin. She gets that it's something important. Like I mentioned, she might be a little bit more quiet about it, but she's not. It doesn't make her feel like she's too much more important or anything like that. So I guess she's still interested in finding out maybe a little bit more about it and where it came from. She's still very much focused on finding out like what her past is, if it's possible. And then I think in the end, she's really hoping to go back home. She wants to take Anton and Gemma back to her parents' house and like happy ending sort of thing. Like they all live on the farm now.
It'll never happen.
It'll
never happen. We can't go back to the Empire.
I think that's one of my favorite parts about Willa. My favorite things about Willa is that she doesn't even think about the power that she has. She just wants to know. And like all of these people are fighting over this shit, and she doesn't even care about it so much that she wants to find out about herself. And I love that about Willa.
Yeah, I think that if the choice comes to like whether she needs to destroy it or not, like the ring or something,
throw it into the fire,
then she'll definitely she will have no problems if that means that people are going to be safe. So we'll see when the time comes.
She's such a good person.
Yeah. And
for Anton, Anton's on a really curious journey too. Very soon, in a sort of meta sense, next paladin level, you will have to be taking the oath of the paladin. Whatever class you choose, subclass you choose for paladin, you have to be taking an oath, and that will be played in game. So yeah, I'm just curious.
So Justin's gonna have to level up before the night of the game.
Well, we always do level ups outside of games, but just what are Anton's thoughts, knowing, because that's already been hinted in game. It's not like too meta. Is like, you know that you're going to be having to pass a test soon. and will have to dedicate yourself completely at some point. Is he ready for that?
Yeah, Anton, because he's like a new convert, that's always that's a tricky business. You know, he's maybe on fire for Sahani now, but it hasn't been that long since he was a pretty rough customer, pretty
No,
pretty
not long at
bloodthirsty.
all.
So, we'll see how long this zealotry lasts.
Will Anton use this transition into this to maybe kind of I don't know, maybe you kind of took care of this when you were defeating your mentor and what's that dude's name? Your Avario and Jade. Yeah, did you already overcome like some of your hang-ups about your past, or is this another opportunity to come to terms with that and also make up like sort of a penance for that?
Yeah, he's always gonna carry guilt for what happened. That sort of was the catalyst for him leaving the army. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. And that's it's a heavy amount of trauma, but
yeah,
it informs his relationship with Gemma. Like that's kind of the basis for why he's so attached to her.
Yeah, we've only heard a little bit of that story in the game.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's almost time, like in that period in our relationship, we should hear more or like expand on it.
Yeah, I did do a huge dump. I think right before a huge dump. I did a big. I did a big info dump, a backstory dump. I think right before. Was it before or after I killed or Avario was killed by Jane? I think it was before.
Right before.
No, because Jane
Yeah.
showed up and he thought they might show up, so I think he did like the info dump on the ship.
you did do a good dump.
Yeah.
Good sized dump. Yeah.
It's a nice regular dump.
It can't be
No,
the
that
only
was-
thing though that haunts them, too.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't gone into his childhood.
It's true.
Very much.
You've mentioned it a couple times. Of you've hinted at the
I have,
shittiness,
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
but not just a hint, just hints.
Anton and
Like,
Gemma built all this trauma.
What your
in
mother
them.
had to do, and yeah.
Willa is always like, "Oh man, I love my family.
They're amazing.
They're amazing.
So refreshing.
That's so good. Can I mess with my
I'm a
mom
monster.
again?
Oh my god! But oh well.
Oh, wow. That's so good.
It's
Anton and Gemma just need to learn to roll with the punches better.
I think we're doing a great job.
Yeah.
I think we're doing a really great job.
I think you are too.
Yeah. It's been difficult, but I mean that's all part of the journey, right? I mean the conflict is what makes us who we are, and how, especially how we deal with it. We've dealt with a lot.
I love these characters so much. We're not even close to the end, but I'm
Good.
just like I'm gonna miss them so much. Seeing them develop has been so cool, and I think shit's gonna really start hitting the fan soon. So we'll see. My plan is to have 3 arcs. We had like that, that first initial arc, which was, all of the Empire and escaping, and then this is the start of arc 2 with career stuff. And if it, I don't know, hopefully it keeps going, and we'll do arc 3. I don't want to even mention what that's going to be, but I don't have it written. It's just pure concept in my head. It's just a concept.
You got a concept of an act, or no?
I have a concept of a plan.
Oh,
I
an
have a
arc,
concept
right,
of a plan. Yeah. But yeah.
It's not just. It's got to be. It's big because you've grown attached to these characters, but you've been building this world since like high school, right?
Yes.
Like, there's a lot of history with Terramir.
I really want
There
Wes
is.
to pull out like an old high school notebook with like chicken scratch in it, and
I have some of them. I have a couple of the really. Unfortunately, I didn't keep a lot of my own stuff, but my mom ended up keeping some of it, even when I moved out for college and stuff. Kept some of my old shit.
Parents just turn into hoarders.
I know. And I did end up claiming some of my old D&D notebooks back. I haven't looked at them in years, but I have them.
There's Linkin Park lyrics in the margins.
Something embarrassing, I'm sure. No, for sure. This is an evolved version of what that was, and you all have sort of brought that to life too. So it's like you can claim as much of it as me too. So I appreciate what you all have thrown at it as well. But anyway,
all right, before Wes starts crying from massive
before I start crying
and this has been Talkin Terramir. Yeah, exhaustion. I don't know if Wes wants to share it, but yeah, he's had big life events that have kept him.
I talked about it already. Yeah. I had another child, so father too. It's and there's Justin and Mike know how it is. I don't. They were there before me. I'm sure you know the pain. Does it get better?
Absolutely. It was better the first day she was born. Both of them were born.
Oh, you're sweet. Of course.
Dads.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I have a best dad award somewhere around here. It's at the frame. It's at the frame.
You're officially the best dad.
Yeah, Justin, no, I got it.
What are you guys doing if Mike's the best dad?
B gave me a best dad in the world award. It's at the framers right now though. So
okay. You gotta get that
on
the mantelpiece, right next to your college diploma.
No, I'm excited to get back to campaign, but I'm also real excited for Hannah's campaign, which is coming up next. Hope you all, if you're watching this, join us. Charlie, you want to close it out?
I think we're all going to be playing in that game.
Everyone is.
So, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Talkin Terramir, December edition holiday special. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to our podcast or listening anywhere else, give us a like, give us a subscribe. If your podcast app has ratings, give us a rating. We love feedback. Any engagement is good. It really helps us out. But all our episodes pretty much go up usually like a week after the live stream on YouTube and podcast platforms, wherever you want to listen to. But for us, this has been Talkin Terramir. Alas, this episode ends, but don't fret, my friends, for Terramir shall return with secrets so sweet, a short campaign that won't be beat. So for the wary, tune in on the 8th of January. Until then, a Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you next year.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year.